Thank you for having me today. So, yeah, this is my first time here for NFQ Summit. And yeah, really appreciate that I have a chance to meet all of you guys here, like all a stranger to me now. But hopefully after today, I can get more connection with you guys. Um, okay, so we got an interesting topic here: the rise of social commerce and how can it redefining the e-commerce. I think, to be honest, from my opinion, it's a really huge topic, and from my limited knowledge, I think I can deliver somehow the way that I have experienced before in e-commerce experience and trying to translate it to you guys to understand about more about the e-commerce also here in Vietnam. Okay. Sorry, my voice is this clear enough? Okay. All right. Okay. I'll be jumping into the section now. All right. We have the agenda today. So about me. Then we go to social commerce and e-commerce. Then I will walk you guys through an overview about the e-commerce market in Vietnam. Then we come to the key topic today is how entertainment is redefining the e-commerce. And throughout the time, I will show you some case study that we got here. And after that, we got Q&A. All right. Just a little bit about me. So, yeah, my birth name is Tung in Vietnamese. And you can call me Ethan. Everybody coming from West call me Ethan, so please call me Ethan. I have around 15 years of working experience, more than 5 years in e-commerce, mostly through e-commerce platforms from Lazada, Tiki, and recently TikTok. And I have worked through some industry like home living, consumer goods, apparels. A little bit about my personal to get to know more. So my favorite team is football in Arsenal. And yes, you can make guess, but my experience is I'm millennials. So that's all from me. Then the big topic today is about what is the difference between social commerce and e-commerce. Like 5 years ago when I jumped into e-commerce side, everybody talk about digital commerce, e-commerce. Then recently we got a new definition is social commerce. Then it's rising that whether is this the same or is there something different between social commerce and e-commerce side? So I go to this. So you guys can see now that social commerce, you guys see the picture on the left and on the right side. The social commerce, I give the example here is for TikTok. You can see the screen that we have the process of selling product directly through social media. Like everybody can see the video of reviewing the product or telling the story, clicking add to cart, and then purchases. So the consumer journey is just 3 steps. View the product, add to cart, and purchases. Vice versa is for the traditional e-commerce that because the traditional e-commerce, I give the right picture is Shopee appearance. You can see that because before we have the social media link into social commerce, the e-commerce website like this, they don't have something to entertain customer. They need to run ads. So when people click into ad, they will be jumping into the e-commerce website on apps. Then through the app, you can see a lot of layers from top to down like this. You have the top banner. We have some button here to differentiate about shopping mall or top selling items, something like that. And then some promotion here. Click, 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 and then you add to cart and then check out. So the consumer journey from traditional e-commerce is much longer. So that is the difference from the outside when you take a look, right? So I will give another sample like this. TikTok Shop consumer journey demo here. You see? Seeing the product review, checking the item, scrolling down to see what is the selection, pricing, and then add to cart, checkout, that's it. So the most benefits from this is that it shorter the consumer journey. The consumer will not bounce back. Like it's not easy to bounce back like the previous one. You see, you need to go through a lot of layer here to, or maybe shorter is you take a search, but then it's still easier to bounce back like that. So in summary, like social commerce and e-commerce actually is not much difference. Before we have TikTok, we have social media like Facebook, YouTube. Then we have e-commerce website like Shopee or Lazada or even Amazon. Then after TikTok, they recreate the social commerce. It's the intersection between social media and e-commerce side. They link the social media and they provide more tools for the customer to not just view the product, but they can purchase directly from the social media. That will be the goal for social commerce. All right. Then I will go through the overview of Vietnam e-commerce. Why come first with the social commerce versus e-commerce? Because in the end, it's still e-commerce for the commercial side. Because whatever it measure, the metric is still coming back to GMV and order, and it's still the traditional e-commerce side. Social commerce is just another way of purchasing items. So that's why I will go first with social and e-commerce to show you the difference. Then I go to the overview of the Vietnam e-commerce market. All right, you can see here from the Southeast Asia here. The blue one is 2024. You can see Vietnam here, 22 billion US dollar. And projected to 2030 is around 63. Actually, the growth from 2023 to 2024 is already 18% for Vietnam market. It's the third largest, just behind Indonesia and Philippines. And we are expected to have the growth by 19% annually to reach 64% for Vietnam market to become the second largest e-commerce in Southeast Asia, just behind Indonesia. So that is the overview of the e-commerce market and the potential here. All right, we talk about the market size. Then now we're coming up to the market share. So you can see on the slide here, we have Shopee, TikTok Shop, Lazada, Tiki, Sendo. This is 5 key players in the local market. So the orange one is Shopee, the black one is TikTok, the dark blue is Lazada, and light blue is Tiki, and Sendo is red. So the smaller circle is 2023, and the largest one is 2024. And you can see that the market share of Shopee is 64% consecutively for 2 years, while TikTok Shop, they have 18% control share, then growing up to 29%, nearly 30% after 2024. And if we see another angle like this way, we see the sales growth and order growth like this. TikTok Shop is actually the fastest growing now in Vietnam. And you can see the Shopee still keep growing, but a little bit behind about the growth. And Lazada is falling behind. So these are 3 key players. Okay. So I will jump into the quick introduction about Shopee. It belongs to C Group in 2015, and Shopee and Lazada was belong to Alibaba 2019, and until now, around 2019, Shopee and Lazada is the top player in Vietnam market. TikTok Shop is like a new function of TikTok. It just launched 2021 globally, and they entered the Vietnam market around Q3 2022. If I remember correctly, it's August 2022. And you can see from the performance, they have grown really fast, and now they are second in the market already. So that is a 3 top key player. Tiki Sendo is a local e-commerce platform in Vietnam, and they are slightly falling behind the whole three foreign e-commerce platform now. Okay, I will quickly go through about the price segment analysis here of e-commerce in Vietnam. So you can see here from the left chart, the low-cost segment here, just around below 200K is the 200K and below 100K is the highest one. It is the still keep the strong growth here, you can see. And the segment of 200K and 200K just around $4 and below 200K is like really small number, but as the highest contribution in the whole e-commerce market now. Why we call it the highest AOV above 1 million Vietnam dong is likely drop a little bit from 20% to 15% 2024, but still keep the high contribution here. So you can see, right, the low cost segment and the high cost segment is the top contributor now in e-commerce market, while the middle one is just really low. Then we will just focus on Shopee and TikTok Shop. You can see clearer. The below 100, below 200 here is the highest contributor for the whole performance of Shopee and TikTok Shop, and then driven the whole e-commerce. But a little bit vice versa is Shopee also increasing in terms of the about 1 million, while TikTok Shop is not that way. TikTok Shop is more focused on below 200K. So it means that the strategy of each platform is different now. Why before at the beginning, Shopee were more focused on the low cost. And then they're slightly increasing their market share. And they're also increasing their AOV. Now they are becoming the top key player in the high AOV already. Why TikTok Shop, they just enter Vietnam and they're following the footsteps that like trying to compete directly with Shopee in the low cost. And you can see the trend is the next 1 to 2 years that Shopee is like tremendous driven by the low cost in Vietnam. Okay, this is the top category in the whole e-commerce market. The top one is the beauty, home and life, menswear, and women's wear. Then we're following up. And top category leader in 2024 is the grocery. And the men fashion following with the modern maybes. So this is the three top category that is driven the e-commerce market in Vietnam for now. All right. Okay. Then jumping into shoppertainment. Actually, this is the result of research from TikTok and BCG that they telling that okay, there's 1 trillion shoppertainment commerce opportunity in Asia Pacific. And I will not go into directly for today because it's too much information. But this is kind of like the indicator for us. Could be more, could be less, but 1 trillion is a huge number, right? Then we go into how shoppertainment is redefining e-commerce. Firstly, I would like to go with the buyer, which means the customer, who is going to buy it and who will going to buy it from the next future. So you can see that 2 out of 3 consumers now, they prefer to shop online at least once per month or maybe less. And when we use the age, you see that 53% is Gen Z, 46% millennials, and it's keep coming, increasing for Gen Z. So you can see that the Gen Z now is the top driven in terms of who's gonna buy in e-commerce side, right? Then we got another information that the average online shopping frequency, you can see more here, 41%, 2 to 3 times or less than per month. And then this is the average practice order. 69% is below $20. And fashion, personal care, beauty, food and beverage is the top category that they prefer to buy it. Okay, then talk a little bit more about the Gen Z. So how they gonna shop online? So coming from the research of UNET, that we had 55% that they will influenced by the micro KOL, which is the influencer. So it means that when they're shopping themselves, they will try to combine the entertainment with seamless shopping on the same platform, and also really listening into influencer. The influencer can be anyone. They can be celebrity, or they can be like normal people with a huge fan, a lot of fan here, and then they will have like the huge voice to influence the customer. All right. Another information is that 50% of the consumer influenced by KOC and KOL as well, quite similar message. Then we go into the definition of shoppertainment. Shoppertainment is the combining words of shopping and entertainment. Before, when we used to work for the traditional e-commerce side, we try to, okay, how can we get more conversion rate? It means that we really prioritize into going how to convert more and more customer, which means that we prioritize the purchasing. And with shopper entertainment, it's vice versa that definition. We go with the entertainment first, and then commerce second. So it's much different. Entertainment first, we got storytelling, we got like authenticity, we got video first, we got trend recommendation, and then we go into purchase strike away. But purchase strike away here is just the second factors. The number one factors for commerce is the clear information. So that is shopper entertainment. And this is the way TikTok is approached. Okay, so the whole definition about how shopper entertainment is redefining the e-commerce is coming from these three parts. The first one is about the intuitive decision. The second one is effortless browser to buy. And third one is about the content community. So intuitive decision means that, okay, consumer, they don't want to be pushed. Like for the traditional e-commerce, they have a lot of information, they have a lot of like pricing, they need to compare. But for intuitive decision means that when they take a look on the video review, they will purchase it, make the decision based on whether they like it, the content, the video, or whether they believe on the word of the one who's making the review. So they don't want to be pushed to make the decision like another e-commerce, the traditional one. The second one is about the effortless browser to buy. 81% of consumers expect to content platform to offer the comprehensive brand and product information for more effortless shopping, which means that they don't want to be limited by layer or thematic or campaign. They're just browsing and information flowing to their face, and then they just pick it, depends on them. So talking about this, if you remember one of the early slides, we talked about e-commerce and social commerce. One is about showing the video. One is about showing like the traditional platform with a lot of layer. So those two platforms, they all use the personalized algorithm. Personalized means that it's very familiar with you guys, I think, but personalized means that the recent content, the recent information when the customer got, they will have it. And the way it's shown is different for social commerce and e-commerce side. For e-commerce, they get to go through a lot of layers, but for social commerce, just scrolling down, scrolling up, depends on their scrolling. And it's showing directly to their face, and it's shorter the consumer journey a lot. And the third one is about the content community. The content community is more like before, when we got, even before the e-commerce side, for the offline business, a lot of brands try to take the decision based on the influence for their brand only, and they build the fan base for their brand only. Nowadays, the people, they more focus on to hearing the same people like them. And like for example, they would like to hear more about the skincare from another person who make it the review and the community who make the comment on that. And they can comment a lot of brand there, but they prefer to join that. And they will make the decision after they review the comment of the orders. So that is the content community. So they're increasing the influence of the customer decision for now. So that is the way the shoppertainment is making the redefining the e-commerce. So, okay, I will go to the first one is about the intuitive decision that before for the traditional e-commerce that because every e-commerce platform like Lazada, Shopee, Tiki, they all following quite similar format to deliver the information to the customer. So the only thing that they compete to each other is about the price. So a lot of customers, when they go to online, they just keep the practice, okay, comparing the price between each platform and which one is offer the best price, then they will go with it. But social commerce, they changed that direction already. Coming from the research, we have 79% consumer influenced by other type content, which is not related to discount. Right? Just only 21% only care about the highly discount. So this changed a lot of the customer behavior. It could be a lot of information, but I'll try to be quick here. The content format by each market, you can see that from a lot of market here, recommendation by creators. Vietnam is the highest one is the high influences. The average one for product information and benefit, higher influence in authentic review. There is low influence in terms of discount, good product visual also high influences, and product demonstration also high influences. And in terms of trusting institution, you can see here the social oriented Vietnam, Korea, and Thailand is the leading one here. And this is the providing more information about the intuitive decision. Okay, intuitive decision we can have a lot of like factors, emotional resonance, authentic expression, relatable realism. So I will skip more of this. This is a case study to talk about like the intuitive decision. This is the brand Aftershock PC from Singapore, and after they combine with a lot of Vietnamese intuitives, which is the KOC, the reviewer, then they reach over 400,000 impressions and increase 92% increase in views already. And this is one of the case study about the intuitive decision. Then I go to the next one is about the effortless browser to buy. So 69% that expand the brand and product content to be integral and content-driven video platform, also equally enjoyable. So, and coming from the research as well, that 1.9 times more the consumer search for the product on the content-driven platform than the original search engine, which means that before when they go to, for example, Shopee, they need to type. But then in this one, they just need to click and scrolling down, and it's easier for them. And then cross-channel, on platform, yeah, and then this is one of the case study about here in Vietnam also, raising 6.9% return on spend, and also 40% of live stream GMV increasing, and triple the target GMV from the KL. And then the last one is about the content community. So you can see the research number here. 49% consumer influenced by the content community versus 50% of the consumer influenced by brand only. So this is one of the key indicators that we stick with this idea that we go into. The next one is about the market archetype. Then okay, I think I should snip it more. So the last one is about the way TikTok Shop is measuring the performance of one seller or one brand. That we use a method of ACE, ACE. The ACE means the assortment. So everything within the commercial team of TikTok Shop has, how can we get the right assortment, how can we expand the assortment on our platform. The second thing is about the content. How do we delivering the content? How do we guide the KOC, KOL to deliver the right content for them? So that is the second one, the C. And the last one is the empowerment or the e-performance, which means that we use a lot of metric from the platform to measure the performance by every live stream, every campaign, every month, measure, and after that we make the report and make it inside what is going to do for the next time. So that is the whole process that we have to do is one. So this is the last slide that I wanted to have for today. So hopefully you get more insight from today. Thank you.